Hi guys, Seamus here, back again with part 3 on our Chris Cortel celebration of life build. As you know, we're doing the P-51D Mustang. We've got almost our cockpit all finished, bar our 4H seatbelts, which are not due until the middle of next week. I thought I was going to get them sooner, but they'll not be here the next week. So we've jumped ahead until section 28 of our booklet instructions. So showed this the other day, as I said, the cockpit lights are all in it and so forth. Not much more going to do to it. We got our prop spin on the wee motor. So that's to be painted. It's only sitting on its spindle, it's not actually glued in place. I'm not going to glue it because it's quite a tight fit. So we'll just paint that up, give it detail and so forth before we put it back on again. So as I say, it's quite a tight fit, so it's not going to come off in a hurry. As I say, we jumped to section 28, our lights, navigation and undercarriage and so forth. So this one is really heading out towards Richard from Doughnuts Inspace. He's been asked on a few occasions what I use to light the cars, trucks and so forth. So I want to try and keep this as quick as possible, guys. You can probably fast forward to the end and see how it came out. Right. So on the side of our wing here, it's got the holes pre-drilled and all from the factory for your lights. So the first one here is going to be red, green and then yellow. So red, green and yellow. You also get the wee clear part that goes for it with it. You've got a sprue at the end of it to take that off. And that'll correspond with the wee holes that's probably pre-drilled. So when I get this in after I get it painted, see what way is it going to go in here. Probably got upside down, yeah. I'll get those painted, the clear Tamiya paints, and we'll work on our lights. So the wee lights I'm going to use with SMDs are the smallest ones that I have here. There is smaller, but I rarely use them. So this will be the red. See if we can get this without dropping. So it's just on the edge of my finger. See if I can clear it up a wee bit here. This camera works when it wants to. There you go. So that's one of the wee SMDs. So that'll be done. That lights up red. We'll show it lighting up in a wee second here. Just bear with me. Right, we have one here. So this is the red one, as I said. And we've got one actually underneath the tweezer here itself. I'm not too sure what colour it is here. So we'll set that to one side. We'll do 3 of those, and as I say, they will be dropped into our lens cover. And our windows over and so forth. We run all our wires down where you won't see them. The wires that I'm using here are actually magnet wire. Enamel magnet wire. It's a pretty thin. It is thinner, but it's not as strong as this. You can pull at this here with reasonable force before it breaks. The other wire, it's slightly thinner. It says it's easily broke, so we'll rarely use it. Get in different colours actually. There's copper in it. Again, it's still enameled. That's just red enameled. The resistors I'm going to be using are these wee ones, the surface mounted resistor rather than the ceramic one. They're easier to hide, more easy to work with, and they're not as bulky as you can see here compared to some of the ceramic resistors. So it's easy to work with, as I said. You do get the bigger ones. I don't have them any handy here. They are about somewhere in the box. But I normally just work with all those sizes. It's convenient for me. It's always worked for me. There's no point in changing that. So I'm going to put this on pause a minute here. Get everything set up for soldering and so forth. Get our 3 lights done. We'll take it from there. So I'll be back in a second. Right guys, we've got all our wires tinned. We've done that off camera. So we're just gonna tin our SMD. Just really touch it. Either side. Sorry for the noise in the background. My washing machine's on at the minute. So that's one done. One tin, should I say. The other wire. Now I put this under the magnifying glass above the camera. Below the camera, sorry. Just to try and get as close as possible. So that's one side on. So you just tip it. Anything more than that, you're just going to destroy the SMD. Too much heat. It's a bit long, this one, so we'll just trim it down a wee bit. And same for the other side here. That's that one done. As you can see, that's it on the SMD itself. So when I will test this, I'm not too sure what colour that was I took out of the box. So I'll just test it here with the wee battery box, which is another wee rig I just made up years ago, and it served well. Cheap and cheerful, not to go overboard and buy these expensive test rigs. So there's just two wee push pins, two wires onto it with a resistor underneath the tape, and then there are two batteries on the side. Sorry, I was out of camera frame there. So these are pull protected, these, so we'll see which is which here. So it's supposed to be the other way. That's actually yellow. It looks white on the camera, but it's actually yellow. So we've got the yellow one done, which will go on the far end of it here, just here. And the green one in the middle, and then the red one at the end. So these are exactly the same way I'm going to be wiring the other ones. Now there's no resistor in this just yet, so I'm going to put a resistor on now. So we've got 3 resistors set out. So they're pretty small again. Same thing. Try and keep this in camera and watch the screen at the same time. It's difficult at times. So just put it underneath the tweezer to stop from shooting off. Again, just clean your tip here as holder. That's it. So just double check this again. Yep, yellow. So we'll cut our wire again, maybe halfway up. Set that to one side. Once we just move that magnifying glass out of the road, just in a wee awkward position there. So we'll get our solder paste, dip your wire into it. Just helps to strip the enamel off. There we go. That'll go under the resistor. Again, step it, that's you on. Same process with the other end of the wire cut. It's a wee bit long, so we'll trim that down as well. And the same for the other end. So that's our resistor on. Just use a wee bit of heat shrink. Just protect the resistor from touching anything metal. It'll fuse it then. Pull it up over and under. And just use a cigarette lighter, something hot, just to melt it into shape. That's all you need. So then that can go straight to the power supply, which I'll be using 5 volts for all this. Don't normally go above 5 volts. Now the last build that I did, or finished last week, was the big rig. It was 6.6 volts because I added a larger light bar to it. I took more voltage. So these go, there's yellow. So it looks white on camera, but it is yellow. You get a better idea of it, when it's in the wing itself. So the same process is going to happen with the green and the yellow. Sorry, the green and the red. So there's no real point showing you exactly the same thing over again. So we're back soon here, and we'll get them into our corresponding holes before we put our wing together. Quite a large cut-off points on the sprues on this here, and they're very heavy and thick all the way around. Some of the heaviest I've seen in a long while, but we'll get them all fixed, all seen to. One for the colour, called out on the instructions again for the undercarriage and so forth. There's a few other wee detailed parts we painted there. I think I done silver or black, I can't remember now. Just double check before we start putting the two wings halves together. And then our main yoke joystick has to go in this end before it mates up with the rest of the fuselage. So we'll be back soon, but bear with me. Right, we got all our lights in, the red, green and yellow. Look a bit blurry on the camera, but it's the way the camera's picking the SMD brightness up sort of thing. So here you go, that's them all done. Move on to the rest of the lights. So here you go guys, that one's for Richard over at Doughnuts Inspace. So hopefully you found it useful, Richard. We will have a few other tutorials coming up on the channel very soon. So there you go. Right guys, thanks for watching. I'll speak to you all later. Bye.